interesting facts about the life of Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe wasn't her first choice for a stage name. If Norma Jean Baker had gone with her first choice of stage name, Jean Adair would be the household name today. According to Baker's sister, Baker's original stage name of choice played off of Norma Jean, her real name. Monroe was the maiden name of Marilyn Monroe's mother. Baker chose Monroe as her surname because it was her mother's maiden name. In her ghostwritten autobiography, Monroe said she was told that she was somehow related to President James Monroe, but no evidence has ever been found to support that. When Gladys Baker told people she was Marilyn Monroe's mother, no one believed her. When Gladys Baker, Marilyn's mother, told people Marilyn Monroe was her daughter, no one believed her. Gladys, once a film cutter at RKO, was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and was in and out of psychiatric care for years. Gladys took Norma Jean to a foster family when she was just 2 weeks old, which resulted in a series of orphanages and foster care homes for the rest of her childhood, so she didn't have a close relationship with her mother. Marilyn Monroe's house was bugged. The only house Monroe ever owned, a modest hacienda in Brentwood, California, was purchased by married actors Michael Irving and Veronica Hamel in the early 1970s, roughly a decade after Marilyn had died there. During a remodel, the couple discovered a sophisticated, government-grade phone tapping system that extended throughout the house. Marilyn Monroe's wardrobe is worth a fortune. At $1,267,500, the sheer, spangled dress Monroe wore to sing "Happy Birthday" to JFK in 1962 set the world record for the most expensive piece of clothing ever sold. A collectible company purchased it. The famous 7-year itch dress set a record, too, selling for $4.6 million in 2011. Casual attire goes for less, but still fetches more than your average pair of Levi's. Tommy Hilfiger bought her jeans from Otto Preminger's River of No Return for $37,000 and gave them to Britney Spears as a gift. Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio were only married for 8 months. Their romance is infamous, but Monroe was only married to second husband Joe DiMaggio for a mere 274 days. Though many things contributed to their divorce, the infamous subway scene in where the skirt of Marilyn's white dress billows up was said to have been the last straw. The scene was shot in front of a large crowd of media and bystanders, and DiMaggio became irate over how much she was exposing herself. They fought over it, and according to some reports, DiMaggio got physical. Joe DiMaggio REMAINED devoted to Marilyn Monroe, even after their divorce. DiMaggio continued to be there when Monroe needed him, including bringing her to spring training with him so that she could get away from Hollywood for a while. Shortly before her death, DiMaggio had been telling friends that they were going to get remarried. When she died, he was in charge of the funeral, and he refused to allow almost anyone from Hollywood to attend. "Tell them, if it wasn't for them, she'd still be here," he said. He had roses delivered to her grave twice a week for 20 years following her death. Warren Beatty was one of the last people to see Marilyn Monroe alive. A 25-year-old Warren Beatty was attending a party at actor Peter Lawford's house when he met Monroe for the first time. She asked him to take a walk along the beach with her. He later recalled that it was more soulful than romantic. Her death was announced the next day. Marilyn Monroe's estate earned much more money following Monroe's passing. At the height of her career, Marilyn had $1 million contract for 2 films. During the same time frame, Elizabeth Taylor was paid $1 million for her role in Cleopatra alone. It's estimated that Marilyn was worth about $20 million at the time of her death, which is nothing to sneeze at. But these days, her estate is making $30 million a year. Being buried Marilyn Monroe is a big deal. After her death, Monroe was buried at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery in Los Angeles. DiMaggio originally owned the crypt above hers, but sold it when they divorced. The buyer was Richard Poncher, a fan who requested that he be flipped over when he was buried so he could lay face down on top of Monroe for eternity. Though his wife obliged the request, she changed her mind in 2009 and put the plot up for sale on eBay. It brought in a whopping $4.6 million, but the buyer later backed out.